Howdy folks, and welcome back to Reading Held Hostage. My name's Blue and I love to read.
And I'm Chimney Primpath, and I'm from the capital.
Oh yeah? What was the name?
Chimney Primpath.
Oh yeah?
Spell it now.
No, I can't spell.
Spell my name now.
Mm-mm.
But I'm here because I've heard you've been talking bad about the capital.
Never. Us on this podcast?
Yes.
I'm very pro-capital.
Capitalism or
No.
Oh.
Is it capitalism what they're doing? No, it's just tyranny, isn't it?
Yeah. We just.
Oh, I mean, what do you think?
No,
Shimei
it's good.
Suva?
And President Snow, we love him. He's great, and he's hot.
And he's hot. Well, he's not the president yet in this book that we're reading. You just know he's going to be the president.
He is.
You're omnipotent?
I'm voting for him tomorrow.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you need to stop talking shit about the Capitol, though. Yeah, I curse.
Oh, yeah?
This character curses,
This
too.
character curses.
Fuck
Oh,
you.
my. Oh, my. Okay, well, whatever your name was.
Shimmy Piffin.
Okay, you tell me what happened in the last two parts that
I
we
don't
read.
listen to your fucking
You don't
district
listen-
trash podcast.
Yeah?
I was just told by a third party
A random third party?
that you guys are mean to us. I can't do this voice anymore. I am just crying. I don't know what this voice is doing to my eyeballs.
Apparently, yeah. You're that anti-capital, you couldn't even pretend.
I'm leaking.
You have to actually introduce yourself, though.
I'm Justin. I hate reading.
How are you feeling about this book, though? Like, in all honesty, like... I
It's
know you don't
fine.
like to read. If it was an anime, would you watch it?
Honestly, if they did a Hunger Games anime, I'd probably watch it.
I'd watch the shit out of it. If they did it kind of...
No,
not
like
the exact same.
the series we were talking about where you follow each person and they all...
Yeah, that would kill anime style.
That would be fucking awesome.
Bruno's also here. He'd like to introduce himself.
And then you could have a running through plot of, like, what's happening, like, but
Yeah.
not directly.
It's giving Full Metal Alchemist.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Kind of.
Full Metal Alchemist.
That's the style I'd want it in.
Full Metal Alchemist.
Thank you, Justin.
There you go.
Okay, so actually tell me a little bit about what happened in the last two parts. Just a quick recap.
The reaping happened. They were in the zoo. Mm-hmm. They threw them into someone bombed something.
Yeah.
They threw the survivors into a pit, let them fight it out, and what's-her-face just won.
Yes. Okay, yeah. And then, remember, at the very end, Snow got...
Snow won. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Snow won, and then he had to go become a peacekeeper because he cheated. Do you remember that?
How'd they figure out he cheat?
They found the Academy napkin that he used to smuggle her food, which is a big no-no. They found the compact that Lucy Gray had put rat poison in. And then they found the handkerchief that Snow had put into the snake pit.
Oh.
Do you remember those?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's being punished now.
Okay.
Because he won the Hunger Games by cheating. And last time, what? What do you got something to say?
I got nothing.
Well, last time we talked about a bit we were going to do, which is Justin tries to spell these names.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, do you want to try to pull one out?
I think it's better if you read them and just tell me what's wrong.
Well, I can't spell very good.
Use this too.
Okay. Oof.
So
Okay.
first we had...
Well, I want to note that I'm not a good speller either.
Yes, but I have dyslexia.
Yes.
So
Okay, so Sejanus. You know, you're actually not that far off.
Shuge, like
me find his name.
Shuge?
Where's his first?
Anus.
It's Sejanus, and you spelled it Suj and then anus. So, I mean, you're right. You just got the E versus the U. Gull. You spelled it a couple different ways here. Oh, no, you wrote Game Maker. Okay, I was like, what is that second part?
Gull gum gamer.
You spelled it right. Gual.
Like gallbladder.
Yeah.
That's what I
and
thought.
same with high bottom. You spelled high bottom correctly.
Really?
Yeah, it's high bottom.
Okay. All right.
Jessup, you spelled really close. It just has 2 S's instead of 1, so you Jessup instead of SUP. Really close. You wrote Lizzie. Lissy.
What?
Lissy?
Yeah. What was her name?
I don't know who you mean.
It was one of the tributes.
Okay, maybe I don't know who you're trying to talk about. Let me look through my notes. Was it the girl on top of the top part?
Yeah.
Okay, let me find her
I think
name.
so.
Yeah, I don't remember her name off the top of my head either. Listeria. There's a Lysistrata. Is that
Lysistrata? Yeah.
Okay, that's Jessup's mentor. She's a capital girly.
Okay.
Lysistrata. Yeah, so you didn't spell it right at all. It's Lysistrat. Or Rata. Lysistrata.
Lissy?
Yeah, Lysis.
Oh, it's all one word.
Trotta.
I thought it was first name, last name.
No, that's her full fucking name.
Trotta.
Yeah, Lysistrata. Because I don't know how to spell it right.
Yeah.
Tigress, you got right. Lemonia. Let's see who we were talking about. Lemo. Oh, okay, wait. Lamina. I think you were trying to say that's the girl on top of the poles.
Yeah.
Wrong. Lamina. I think that could be because I say it weird. It's properly spelled Lamina.
And I said lemon-ia.
Yeah, which is not bad. And then Wovey. You've got Wovey here. You spelled it.
Whoa. W-H-O-A.
Yeah, V-E-E. It's W-O-V-E-Y.
Oh. So I wasn't too far off.
Not too far off. I mean, you've got all the same, like, sounds there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we've got Clemencia. Let me see. I think you actually
I spelled that one like a disease.
Yeah, Clemenisa. You spelled it right.
I did?
Yeah, you spelled Clemencia right.
Nice.
Which is cool because the computer gives it a red underline after everything. I'm like, I can't deal with that emotionally. There's too many red underlines for these names. And then on your notepad, you just wrote Dronophilia and then Drone Punch.
Okay, so...
Do you want this back to take important notes?
Okay, now you're bringing in lore to the podcast because I am the one who writes the titles.
Yeah.
If it's not obvious, I'm the one who writes the titles.
Yeah.
And that was me
writing a title down just
trying to figure out a title, yeah.
That's funny. Okay, so we did the spellings. It's rough, the spellings are. But I get it. Like, I get what Suzanne Collins is doing. It's like, there's so many fancy, meh. Shut up.
Yeah.
And we're going to start part 3, the final part of the book, where he's become a peacekeeper. And this is what you were talking about with the gun pointing at the sky with snow.
They're in the trees.
Noises! That's the sound I keep hearing with it. That's what's happening at the very end of this part. Yeah. So, did you see anything else on TikTok that spoiled anything for you? You felt like?
No.
Are you excited to watch this movie? We're going to watch it eventually.
Yeah.
No, really? Are you not?
I mean, it looks good from what I've seen.
The Hunger Games movies are good.
It looks better than the Hunger Games.
Well, it's got a 10-year difference.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, I mean, a 10-year difference, and the target audience... Because I don't feel like Suzanne Collins wrote this as, like, another continuation of the YA dystopia.
No, she was like, my audience is older now. I'm writing it for them still.
Yeah, which I thank her for that. Yeah. I think that was a correct choice made by her, and I love. Honestly,
I think they should do that with like kid shows. Like, you know how Ben 10 like kept going, and it just like got for a younger and younger audience.
Yeah.
I wish they just went gritty with it. Like they did with Young Justice.
Yeah.
Where they took Teen Titans and they were like, what if we make it for adults?
What if we make you cry all the time?
What if you cry and...
I couldn't even finish Young Justice.
Question what's good and bad.
Yeah, I couldn't even finish Young Justice. Yeah, I like... And her writing style has greatly... I didn't think it was bad before, personally. I think it's just really greatly improved. It's also such a different type of story. like, I don't know. I've got a lot of opinions on that, but okay. So part 3 is called The Peacekeeper. He is on the train to District 12, reflecting on his meeting with the dean and how his crimes, he's like, my crimes.
I didn't do shit.
Got him sent there, and how it seems like Dean Highbottom, who, by the way, had the idea for the Hunger Games when he was in the academy.
Oh.
Is disturbed, and Snow's like, why do you hate me? You were my dad's friend. And the dean's like, yeah, was, but it's not anymore, and you're no different than him.
Yeah. He's kind of an asshole, and you are too.
Yeah. Well, his dad's dead. He was kind of an asshole. After Snow enlisted, he went home to Tigress and his grandma, and was distraught to tell them. But he prepares, like, his memento box, so he's, like, just allowed to get, like, a little box worth of stuff. With family things, school stuff, his academy ID, he gets his hair clipped. So previously he had, like, very curly blonde curls.
Blonde men.
I know.
Oof.
And then...
Do not.
It's buzz cut. Never trust a blonde man.
Don't... If you're a blonde man, stop.
I'm sorry we say that every time there's blonde men, but it's, like, honestly,
Yeah.
Anyways, so he gets vaccinated and he's off to District 12.
Yeah.
He is roomed with one of the other very recent recruits who came with him. And it's like a peacekeeper base, and it's very intense. And they're also bunking with 2 other men named Smiley and Bug, who have been there.
Smiley.
What?
I had a Coach Smiley growing up.
Oh, yeah?
Like last name, Smiley.
Fun. Yeah. I like that. But they've only been there for a week. Yeah. So this is like a compound. Like, it's fenced in completely. Self-sufficient-ish, pretty much any military base you can think of.
Yeah.
But it's like so it's like militarization of the police, check.
Yes.
And it's totally not happening or relevant now. Anyway,
Do they even have a military?
I think they have... I think their military is more like the officers are the military.
Yeah.
And the peacekeepers would be the soldiers.
Okay, so the peacekeepers are the military.
Are like the base level soldiers.
So if they had an external conflict.
Yeah.
I don't know the lore of the world outside of Panem.
Allegedly, there's nothing outside of Panem.
So
the peacekeepers would be called to be soldiers. Yeah. But, like, if Snow wanted to become a captain, he could in the military, but, like, he wouldn't have to, like... work with, like, low-level peacekeepers.
Yeah.
Kind of thing like that.
Okay.
Snow's
so
like...
he's in the military, just not, like... He's not a recruit, really. Mm-mm. He's pretty high up, just coming in.
Yeah. But that's, like, the thing. Is, like, he's really worried about being recognized.
Yeah.
But most of the other peacekeepers he knows he learns are district.
Yeah.
So, again, in Katniss's world, they are pretty much exclusively from District 2.
Yeah.
Whereas these guys are from all over the districts.
Okay.
And nobody really watches the games outside of the capital. So, like, no one knows who he is, which, like, annoys him. He's like...
When are we? I just won the game.
We just won the games. But it makes him really glad at the same time.
Another dub for the OG.
Even the peacekeepers couldn't watch the games because they have, like, one working TV that, like, kind of works sometimes.
Yeah.
So, like, he's very unknown there. And his life turns into the typical, like, training montage, eating, training, cleaning, and sleeping, which is nice to have, but he's, like, exhausting. And he gets the nickname Gent, because he's such a gentleman.
He's a proper gentleman.
And his other friend gets Bean.
Is he a proper lad?
Proper lad. He gets a letter from Tigress, which comes with bad news that they cannot pay the taxes. And Plurbius Bell. Do you remember?
Radical name, dude.
Do you remember him?
Plurbius?
Yeah. Do you remember him?
No.
He kind of, like, he owns, like, what used to be, like, a dance club, and he helped Snow survive during the war. Like, he gave him, like, what was it, lima beans. So he's also helping them sell the house. And also his grandmother is losing her lucidity. She's no longer fully up there. I mean, probably. And everyone is concerned why he joined the Peacekeepers, but none of the rumors are that bad. Like, they're not like, he had to. It's more like he had a huge sense of pride in the capital after winning.
He's a nationalist.
Yeah. And his inner monologue during this part is that the capital is making a mockery of his family name, and that he individually is getting fucked over big time.
So now he's Aaron Burr.
Aaron Burr, sir. Yeah? He gets emotional about it in his bunk, but then he hears the familiar...
He literally just quies.
Pussy. Oh, good job. Justin, damn. He's getting emotional about it in his bunk, trying to sleep, when he hears the familiar voice of Sejanus Plinth asking him if this bunk is taken. And he's like, oh my god, I'm so glad to see you. And then, like, in his inner monologue, he's like, God, why does it have to be fucking Sejanus?
Oh,
he's
why
like,
is huge
why?
anus here?
Oh, he's like, I don't even like you that much. But he's, like, glad to have somebody who understands his situation.
Yeah.
And he gets the lowdown on what happened after he left from Sejanus. Sejanus was also going to be expelled, but his daddy paid for a new gym. So the plan was that Sejanus would also become a peacekeeper. Daddy would pay for a new gym. And also Sejanus snuck in there that Snow also got to graduate the academy for his buddy. And that makes Snow a little teary-eyed because, like, he wouldn't have even fucking thought of doing that.
He doesn't care a fucking shit about him.
He wouldn't have done any of that for Sejanus. And Sejanus is like, you should also do the officer test to become an officer. So Sejanus is like, yes, King. Yes, Snow. And Snow's like, God, I wish it was anyone else.
I love Snow. I'm on your side 24/7. Why are you fucking following me?
Literally. Snow's like, God, I wish this guy would go away. But also, like, he's envious. He's like, I wish I had that money.
Yeah.
So they talk about what might have happened to Lucy Gray because Snow never got, like, confirmation. Mm-hmm. And Sejanus is like, don't they usually just, like, send him back? Like, I haven't heard anything about her being punished. Like, they'd probably want to use her. Justin.
I'm a professional podcaster. I would never have my phone.
I would not say we were professional podcasters. What was I going to say? But they're thinking that
I just turned off my Bluetooth instead of...
They're thinking that they wouldn't have done anything bad to Lucy Gray because they would probably want her back to sing next year to, like, introduce the games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then they learn there's going to be a band at the Hob.
She's a tool now.
Yeah. So it's like the first.
She's the tool of the state.
Yeah. A band at the Hob, which is the same Hob from Katniss's era. Yeah. You good?
What?
You're just messing with your mic so much. And that somebody named Lucy is going to sing at it, and they're like, "Oh my god."
I wonder if it's the same.
I wonder if it's the same girl. But Sejanus gets the nickname Bullseye because he's such a good shot, like with the guns.
Terrifying.
Yeah. And they get a package from Sejanus' ma, and they decide to trade, like, what was in it, like, it's, like, food and stuff, for, tickets and alcohol, pretty much. Yeah. Snow gets recruited to assist with, this is kind of a sad part, so, trigger warning for, execution. Snow gets recruited to assist with the hanging of a man who killed a peacekeeper and 2 mine workers in a bomb. And the hanging, which is done at the hanging tree, which is a makeshift gallows. It's not even professional gallows. Like, somebody just made it there.
Not even, like, pro gallows.
No.
It's, like, amateur level?
Amateur. Like, one of the people in... They said one of the... what was it? One of the district people put it together because it was really hard to watch them die. They used to just throw the rope over and pull them up slowly.
Cool.
Yeah, so this is their humane version of that. And as they're traveling through the poorer parts of District 12, Snow is thinking, wow, I was poor, but I am embarrassed for their conditions. As well as blaming their plight, like their being poor, on them. He's like, we put so much money into the districts.
Yeah.
Like, it has to be true, that's what we say. And so Janus is like...
These goddamn welfare bitches.
It feels a lot like that. And so,
like, 100% is the same thing.
Yeah. He's like, we put so much money into the district. Yeah. And Sejanus is like, well,
We've literally give them 3 cents.
He's like, well, yeah, but, like, we put the money into the industries, not the individuals.
Yeah.
And at the hanging, the mayor and his daughter's name is Mayfair, which is the girl Lucy Gray had put something into her dress at the reaping.
Yeah.
The man gets his last words in, which are "Run, Lil, run," towards what might be a sister or a family member. And then he is hung. And as he's swaying, Snow hears it again in the exact same voice. And that's his first interaction with a real-life Jabberjay.
Oof.
And he's like, I don't like that.
That
I do not like that.
That actually needs to stop.
Yeah. So there are still, at this point, alive Jabberjays, which if you remember from the first Hunger Games books, Jabberjays are the... what were they? They were like a spy tool that they used that could mimic like up to an hour of exact conversation.
Yeah.
But they were used against the Capitol eventually.
Yeah.
So they just let them all die out. And that didn't happen. So this has only been 10 years afterwards.
So they just released an invasive species.
Yeah.
Genetically modified invasive species.
Yes.
And not in like the healthy way of genetic modification.
In the creepy way.
Yeah.
So basically all these Jabberjays are repeating this man's last words like nonstop.
Cool.
In his, again, exact voice and tone. So super creepy.
Yeah.
And then after the Jabberjays quiet down...
up to the gallows being made, the Jabberjays would have made the sounds of someone suffocating.
Yeah. This is also, but besides his first interaction with Jabberjays, this is his first interaction with Mockingjays.
Yeah.
Because then they pick up the, like, melody and tone. They can't do exact words.
Yeah.
And he's like, damn, that's crazy. I fucking hate those.
Yeah.
He fucking hates the Mockingjays. Right off the bat. He hates them.
Yeah.
And my theory is that it's because it's, something that is seemingly unnatural.
Yeah.
Like, the Capitol should have had something happen with the Jabberjays, and instead they, like, mutated. Now they're disgusting mixes kind of thing.
Yeah. It's a failing of the Capitol.
Yeah. And like I said, he hates them.
Yeah.
At one point, he actually suggests to his, like, commanding officer, he's like, we should use the Mockingjays as target practice. We should kill all the Mockingjays and Jabberjays.
Yeah.
So Janus has a little breakdown after the hanging. He was also there. Because he's like, I'm just hurting people in the districts. Like, this is not what I wanted. And Snow's like, this is so annoying. He's like, Snow's like, why is this my job? He's literally a rebel sympathizer, and I'm just pulling his dad's old job, which is to talk him out of being a stupid rebel district sympathizer.
Yeah.
But he does end up talking Sejanus down. Also, trigger warning in this part regarding suicidal ideations. Sejanus is like, I straight up was okay to die. I was going to commit suicide in the games. And he's like, I still kind of have them. Like, he still kind of wants to martyr himself.
Yeah.
And Snow's like, stop.
Don't do that.
Knock that shit off, bro. That ain't cool.
Damn, that sucks.
When they get to the Hob, Snow is excited to see Lucy Gray, but is crazy judgmental of everything about the Hob.
Of course.
Including the singers from the Covey, which is her group.
Her people.
Yeah. And they introduce their names, and there's this little girl named her name is Maud Ivory, who's about 8, and it's theorized that this girl is related to Katniss in some way or shape or form.
Cool.
But, of course, nothing's been confirmed by...
Hey, a good amount of them are probably related to Katniss in some way.
Mm-hmm. Their names are Tam Amber, Clark Carmine, Barb Azure, Maud Ivory, and then Lucy Gray.
Yeah. At least 4 of them are related to her.
What do you mean?
Like what? It would be her grandparents that are alive right now?
Katniss's grandparents?
Yeah.
Probably not. A lot. Oh, this generation is either grandparents or great-grandparents, yes.
Yeah.
Lucy Gray starts singing.
She starts stinging people left and right.
Lucy, stop!
Lucy! You're supposed to sing!
And Snow's like, oh my god, this is so great, she's so happy. But as they continue singing, he's like, I literally can't understand a fucking word they're saying. Like, their way of speaking is unintelligible. He's such an asshole.
I can't understand your accent.
Can't understand shit y'all saying. And then after their song, the little girl, Maud Ivory.
Are you?
Exactly.
Coming to the
Apparently,
tree.
the woman who plays her in the movie does pretty good on the accent part of things because Suzanne Collins was actively involved. Maud Ivory goes around and grabs like donations from people because they're like, we know you can't.
Honestly, authors need to stop letting adaptations without them involved.
Like it just stop. Snow gives her some special sweets, and then Maud goes back and tells Lucy, and that's when Snow and her finally like see each other.
Yeah.
And Snow's like, this is the best night of my life. And then she sings the song she sung at the zoo to him. And Sejanus is like, oh my god, dude, she's totally fucking in love with you.
Probably fucking not.
Yeah. Then as she's coming towards him in the crowd, she keeps getting caught up talking to people.
Yeah.
And eventually a fight breaks out when a man comes in really drunk, followed by the mayor's daughter.
Yeah.
And he realizes that this must be the man from that love song, breakup song she sung.
Yeah.
Instantly, he's jealous and mad.
Yeah.
He learns that that's Billy Taupe. Taupe?
Oh my god. Billy Taupe?
Billy Taupe. I think it's Taupe. It's Taupe. Taupe? I don't know. That's how I said it. I said Taupe in my head. And that he is no longer wanted by the Covey. He was a part of the Covey and he's no longer a part of it. And all he can really think during this fight is how awful humanity is. Because he's an asshole. And then he gets really jealous regarding Billy and how he's obviously like a member of the Covey and how deep their loyalties lie. And he's like, I wonder if Lucy Gray will go back to him. And how did they end up breaking up? And he's just an asshole about it.
Yeah.
And then the next day, Sejanus and him go to find out where Lucy Gray lives. And which is somewhere deep in the seam. Remember the seam from... Yeah. And they bring a bag of ice because Snow won't shut the fuck up about how hot it is. He literally has a heat rash and he like won't shut up.
Do they have the fence and shit?
Not yet.
Okay.
They end up finding a house.
So just don't go in there. Don't
do it.
Don't run away. We'll kill you.
Yep. They end up finding the house, and Maud Ivory is like, OMG, Lucy Gray's at the meadow.
Guys, do not like me. You keep running away from your open air prison.
That's crazy. Please just work to death in our house.
Guys, you keep running away from us working you to death.
We asked for so little.
Do you not like us?
Lucy's in the meadow, which is actually the same meadow Katniss
likes.
And there, you know, she and Snow have like some good makeout sessions after Maud Ivory's like, Lucy Gray's with Seamus. And he's like, who the fuck is Seamus? Seamus is their goat.
Rad.
So that just kind of shows like how instantaneously...
I'll kill Seamus. Yeah. Who is this motherfucker? You better not be
annoying.
kissing her. It's a goat, you fucking
literally a goat.
psycho.
But in this meadow, she's actually singing the beginning of what we know as the Hanging Tree song. But she's like, he can tell she's trying to figure out like what melodies go good and stuff like that. It's just the beginning.
So she's the one who writes the Hanging Tree? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you scared the cat when you did that. They start making out.
It was like, oh my god, that was so good, Dad. That was
so
crazy.
No, I don't think that was it.
Oh, he got mouth from his own foot.
Bad cat alerts. They make out, they talk in the shade, and she tells him, like, her perspective of the games. And that's when she learns he killed Bobbin, and it's all very romantic.
Literally, you murdered a guy? That's so cool.
Yeah. And Snow learns that Dean Highbottom kind of, like, snuck her some money after she won, because they don't have that victor's reward thing. And she wonders, like, do you think somebody in the Capitol would give me guitar strings? We don't have any. He's like, I bet Plurbius Bell will.
Cool.
And when they get back into the house, Billy Taupe is talking to Sejanus, who seems to be drawing a map of the Peacekeepers compound and talking to Billy actively.
Uh-oh.
So...
Not allowed to do that.
Lucy Gray goes to talk to him. She's like, I'm going to talk to him all by myself. I'm going to tell him to fuck off. And Snow gets so jealous that he, like, holds her hand so she can't run off.
Radical.
And he goes with her. She's, like, actively trying to let go of his hand. And they confront him together, and Snow's, again, like, really jealous. Not because, like, protecting or anything, but, like, he is, like, she's, like, his possession.
Yeah.
So
it's his thing.
Yeah. So she tells Billy Tope to fuck off, and then he spends the day with the Covey and learns that they used to travel lots up north where the Capitol didn't run things. And Snow's like, what do you mean? That literally doesn't exist. And if
Capitol
it did,
runs everything.
He's like, it must be fucking barbaric up there.
Yeah.
Because those are the words he uses. They head back, and Snow talks to Sejanus, and he's like, hey, yo, I fucking saw that map you drew Billy Tope. And Sejanus is like, oh my god, you saw that? That's crazy. He's like, I was showing Billy where the woman, Lil, was being held captive.
Why?
Yeah.
Why were you doing that, bud?
And he's like, yeah, they want to rescue her. And Snow's like, dude, are you literally dumb as fuck? Like, you're literally working with the rebels.
You're sympathizing with the rebels, sentencing them and yourself to death.
Yeah. And Sejanus is like, well, what do you want me to do?
Not do that.
And he's like, Sejanus is like, look at these people living in poverty, and, like, they have a gab about it. And eventually, Sejanus is like, yeah, you're right, I guess. It's like, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Snow writes Dr. Gull a letter, and decides to take the officer's test next Wednesday.
Yeah. Is he telling on?
No, not. He's just like, hey, girl, hey, like. He doesn't want to apologize, but he just wants to, like, make sure that she knows he's still around.
I'm a loyal boy.
Yeah, but he doesn't snitch.
Yeah.
In the next bit, Snow's recommendation to shoot the Mockingjays for target practice is approved.
Nice.
But before they can do that, there are some researchers from the Capitol who want to capture some of the original Jabberjays and the Mockingjays.
Okay.
And when the research people get there, it's Dr. K, and he recognized this woman from Dr. Gull's lab. And he's like, oh my god, what if I get recognized?
Oh my god, what if she knows me?
That would be so embarrassing. And a few pretty boring days go by as they work on the collection of the birds and stuff like that. He does the commander's test, and then he gets another box from Ma Plinth, Sejanus' mother. And a letter goes directly to him, thanking him for taking care of Sejanus. And he's like, son of a bitch.
Stop talking to me.
Why is it my job?
I don't like this guy.
And then he gets really anxious about Sejanus' involvement with this rebel stuff.
Oh,
and, yeah. And impulsively goes through Sejanus' stuff. And in there, he finds his diploma framed with a ton of cash behind it. Like, a lot of cash. Like,
what a
thousands.
Fucking idiot.
And he's like, that's crazy. Sejanus said he doesn't have any money. And he's like, the one thing I always felt comfortable about with Sejanus is that he wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
So he's like, Sejanus is lying. That's no bueno. They do bird time, and Dr. K does recognize him, which is, again, really embarrassing for him.
They just have a bunch of fun bird time playing with birds.
Yeah, grabbing the birds, doing bird stuff. And he's like, oh, I shouldn't feel embarrassed that this person recognizes me because she failed so hard on the Jabberjay front. She was the woman who created the Jabberjays.
Yeah.
He's like, that's even more embarrassing.
Honestly?
Oh. So he's like, I shouldn't feel embarrassed by this woman.
Yeah.
They ended up catching like 50 Jabberjays, but not a single Mockingjay. And he learns that the birds, the Jabberjays, have like neutral when they do like regular bird song. Mm-hmm. Then they have, like, a Steel Voices record mode, and they can record about an hour of combo at 100%. He talks to her about the Mockingjays and sings a little song for them, and they take the tone of it. And Snow's first words when that happens is, we should kill them all. Because they're so unnatural. He hates Mockingjays.
Yeah.
Then they go to the Hob, and he says hi to Lucy Gray, and he and Lucy Gray get an argument regarding the war and other things, and he gets really heated, and then eventually really drunk afterwards. I do. Bruno. Where'd he go? And the Coveys sing a song about a little ghost girl, and Snow's like, this is the dumbest fucking song I've ever fucking heard.
Ghost girl.
And he tries to talk to Sejanus about it, but Sejanus has disappeared. And when he returns, Snow knows he's lying about his whereabouts. And the next day, he goes to the Covey and with Sejanus to the lake, which is the same Lake Katniss.
It's the same area.
Yeah, it's the same area. Yep. And
It doesn't have to be about Katniss. It's the same area.
they have a cute little lake day eating and vibing, and Snow and Lucy Gray talk and kind of apologize to each other, but like kind of just agree to disagree about their situation. And this is when Lucy Gray sings to Maud Ivory the Meadows song. Do you remember that one?
Meadows.
No, it's like deep in the meadow. It's the song that Katniss sang to Rue when Rue was dying. We also learned that Lucy Gray does have a history with Billy Taupe, and that they had been together up until the Reaping. When she found out that he was also dating Mayfair, the mayor's daughter, as well.
Radical.
And when they found out about each other, she believes Mayfair had her dad select her name in the Reaping.
Oh.
And Snow is jealous again because it seems that she's not really forgiven Billy, but she's like, I'm just done being angry about it.
I've literally am too traumatized to give a shit.
And he's like, what the hell? Like, why isn't she mad at Billy anymore? He's like mad about that.
Oh my god.
And he's even more upset when he learns that the hanging tree was like their special place to fool around because she's making that song about the hanging tree.
Yeah.
And it's like where they would go to do sex things. Yeah. And he also learns that Billy wants to go north and wants her to go with him.
Yeah.
So she then says like she trusts Snow, which is stronger to her than love, and he feels good about it, but still ends up like later in the day like asking Maud Ivory if Billy is around often.
Cool.
So like not trusting her at all. He finds Sejanus in the hob, and Snow's like knowing that he's like hiding things. And on the way back, Snow kind of manipulates him, and he's like, you're a brother to me, like, I trust you, like, please, like, don't do anything stupid.
Yeah.
And Sejanus is like, I trust you too, you're like my brother.
Yeah.
But I think Snow's just doing this because he wants Sejanus to feel safe and not do anything stupid because it would reflect poorly on him. In the next few days, they collect some actual mockingjays, and Snow becomes a little insane about the invasion of music in his life. He actually calls it an invasion of music.
Yeah.
And as he's bagging and tagging Jabberjays, Sejanus comes up, and his hands act on their own, air quotes, and he presses the remote to start the Jabberjay recording. And this is when Sejanus tells Snow that some of the rebels are planning to leave District 12 forever, and if he helps Lil escape, he can go with them.
What do you mean?
Sejanus wants to go with the rebels to North. Whatever North is. Well, it's North. And during this whole conversation, Snow doesn't say a word because the Jabberjay's recording, and he doesn't want to incriminate himself.
Yeah.
And Sejanus just lets everything out. He's like, I'm ready to get this off my chest. I'm done with this. Like, I want to go with the rebels. I'm giving them money, all that kinds of stuff.
And Snow's just like,
Yeah, and then after Snow stops the recording on the Jabberjay, he's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do about that? Like, that's so dumb. And he's like, if that's what you decide to do, like, I'm going to miss you. And then he has, like, some conflict about if he should let the bird go with the recorded convo. But he does anyways. So the Jabberjay with the recorded conversation is now on its way to the capital.
okay.
And he rationalizes this because he believes that Sejanus' pa will be able to pay his way out of this and that his ass will be saved because he snitched.
Yeah.
He's like, I snitched. Sejanus will get caught before something bad happens.
Yeah.
Papa will pay his way out.
Yeah, before he goes too far.
Yeah.
He'll be stopped.
And I can see this line of reasoning for Snow. I will say that that's not what happens. It actually happens really soon. But I can see this line of reasoning. Every time Sejanus has done something dumb, Dad's paid his way out.
Daddy's figured it out.
So this is just another one of those for him.
Yeah. But hey, this one's like treason, though.
Yeah, this is like a way bigger one than anything like that. And also, like, maybe it would have been that case if Sejanus was a true born capital kid, but he's not. He's district, and he's made his feelings clear on the capital.
Like, he's a district boy.
Yeah, and he does not like the capital. In the next couple days, they go to the Hob again, where the Covey begins singing, and he watches as Sejanus sneaks off. And he's like, son of a bitch!
Dude, can you fucking not?
So he follows Sejanus to, like, the shack behind the hob where the Covey rehearse. And as he walks through the door, a gun is pulled on him. And...
Sejanus or Snow?
On Snow.
Yeah.
Because he sees Sejanus and Billy Tope with some weapons on the ground. It's like a shotgun and a peacekeeper's rifle. And then Lucy Gray follows behind him. She was like, hey.
I'm going to turn around and walk away. Actually, guys, so if that's good with you.
Yeah, so there's the two, Billy Tope and Sejanus, and then there's a third person who's got the gun. Who, the gun on, what's his face? What's his name?
Snow.
On Snow, thank you. And his name is Spruce. And as they're, like, trying to decide, like, are we killing them? Because, like, Sejanus is like, no, Snow's with me, we're buds. And then Billy Tope is like, and Lucy Gray's my girlfriend. And Lucy's like, yeah, totally, like, trying not to die. And Snow's jealous that she's doing that. Which is so annoying. But then Mayfair shows up, the mayor's daughter.
Yeah.
And she's, like, outside, like, the door, and she's like, you guys are fucked, like, I'm gonna snitch. And so Snow panics, grabs the gun, and kills her.
Cool.
And then the other gunman, Spruce, kills Billy Tope. And Snow, rushes Lucy Gray back to the stage. He's like, go back to the stage, that's your alibi.
Yeah.
Go. And Spruce and him clean it up. Sejanus is just like...
Who's Spruce?
Spruce is just the third gunman, like another rebel.
Okay.
He's the rebel trying to take Lil out of the Peacekeeper prison.
Okay.
Brand new character. We haven't met him before.
Okay.
And
why is he helping Snow?
They
Didn't
just
he just
murdered
kill
two
his
people.
friend?
Snow murdered Billy. Or Snow murdered Mayfair. Spruce murdered Billy.
I thought Billy was his friend, though.
Billy was his friend.
Why'd he kill him?
Because he knew Billy would snitch on the whole situation because Mayfair was who he was dating.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was kind of spur of the moment. Billy's got to go too.
Yeah. We just killed his girlfriend.
Yeah. He's not going to remain loyal. Like, he's got to go. So Spruce and Snow clean.
Psychotic.
Yeah. For the both of them.
Yeah.
Completely psycho
reaction.
behavior. Yeah.
What? I give Snow's more than Billy's.
Than Spruce's?
Yeah, Spruce.
Yeah, killing Billy.
Yeah.
Well, Billy was like, yo, what the fuck? And Spruce was like, that's not gonna fucking fly.
Yeah.
Boing. Which is fucked. But after they clean, Spruce actually takes the weapons. And Snow's like, awesome, we did it. We're gonna get away with that. It's clean, there's no traces of me. And then he's like, wait, I didn't wipe my fingerprints or my DNA off the gun that Spruce now has. So he's like, oh my god, I have to act normal. But this is where the fucking freak out starts. Like, he is panicked. And the next morning there's a lot of gossip about what happened. And Sejanus is like, oh my god, what if they arrest the wrong person? And internally Snow's like, oh my god, that would be so great.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect.
That'd actually be awesome.
But, like, he's like, Sejanus, like, stop fucking freaking out about it.
Yeah.
And from this point on, all Snow can think about is, what if I'm implicated in this murder?
Yeah. Then
what
you
about
go,
me?
I killed the rebel leader.
Mm-hmm. Are you proud of me?
Yeah.
But it's the mayor's daughter.
Yeah.
Is the big issue.
Well, if the mayor's daughter's a traitor...
Yeah, but even the
He could spend
peacekeepers...
this. He could spend this.
He could.
Yeah.
I mean, he's charming as fuck. But he doesn't. So, again, trigger warning for another hanging. A few days later, an ambulance pulls up with a beaten and battered Spruce, who dies overnight that same time he came. And then later that day, MPs come to arrest Sejanus, who is held for a few days. And Snow's like, oh my god, like, I need to tell his mom, like, maybe his mom doesn't know.
Yeah.
So, like, the third day of Sejanus being held, Snow decides to write a letter.
He like... Damn, I should tell his mom, shouldn't I?
Yeah, oh shit, I should probably tell his mom. And the letter's basically like, he's in trouble, you guys need to do something. But that afternoon that he writes the letter, Sejanus is to be hung for treason.
Yeah. Is it because he did treason and
It is
get
because he did
caught by
treason,
a tyrannical government?
Yeah, that happened. So, he does end up getting hanged.
Hung?
Is it hung?
I don't know.
I don't care. He ends up dying, and his last words are him screaming for his ma. Which,
Mommy!
of course, the Jabberjays pick up. So Snow's like, son of a bitch, like, he's already paranoid.
Wrote his mom 3 days ago, shouldn't I?
And then he's like, after this hanging, he's really fucked up, but all he can think about is like, it's just a matter of time till they come for me, for the murders. Spruce probably confessed, or maybe Sejanus. The weapons are still out there. I'm fucked.
Yeah.
He does have a little empathy bit where he, like, cries about Sejanus, like, full-on weeping, and, like, he feels bad for his mom, like, Sejanus' mom, like, how she's not going to have her son anymore. So he does have some empathy. Not a lot, but there's something there.
This is the first time he showed human emotions?
Yeah,
or?
Pretty much. And, you know, he's also feeling really horrible for his family back home. So he steals the money that Sejanus had in that, like... What was it in his picture frame, and sends it to Tigress, and he's like, oh, I also might want to like leave something for Lucy Gray. He's like, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to leave.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I'm gonna get something to Lucy. And at one point that like same day, he's called in the commander's office, and he's like, this is it. I'm gone. And the commander's like, Dr. Gall got your message regarding Sejanus from the Jabberjay.
So he's all clear now, baby.
Yeah. And he's like, they really appreciated it, but no news on his involvement. So he's kind of free from the Sejanus aspect of things.
Yeah. He's not a traitor.
Yeah. Well, he's still freaking because the guns are out there with his prints.
Yeah.
So he's still kind of thinking, like, I have to go.
Yeah. He knows they know he's not a sympathizer. Mm-hmm. But also, they don't know he killed the people.
Yes.
Okay.
And there is evidence out there that he did kill the people.
Yeah.
Then it's the commander's birthday, and they celebrate with, like, the Covey coming to sing at the Peacekeeper compound and stuff. And he realizes that this is the perfect chance to give Lucy Gray his goodbye. And she sings a song that he knows about him, that he knows is about him, which, like, he's like, thank God, like,
Finally!
He's, like, been so jealous about other songs about other people. And he talks to Lucy Gray, and she's like, I'm so sorry about Sejanus. Like, that's horrible. And she fusses about it, and Lucy's like, the mayor's following me. Like, the mayor thinks I killed his daughter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to leave to make the Covey safe. And he's like, OMG. Perf.
Come with me.
Let's go together. Twinsing. And they're like, okay, we'll meet at the hanging tree.
Are you?
And then after that, she actually sings the Hanging Tree song, like the finalized version.
Are you? Where are you?
Where are you? Where? What's it? Who am I?
Who am I?
We don't listen to show tunes in this house.
No.
Except for all the time. Mostly me. The next day, he's asked again to go see the commander, and he's like, it's happening. Like, oh my God. And the commander's like, you passed the entrance exam to, like, commander school. Officer school, thank you.
Go to the Capitol.
And he's like, you're actually heading out later today to go to District 2. And he's like, oh my God. It's perfect.
Scot-free, baby.
But then he's like, I have to figure out what happened to the guns. I still have to run away.
Yeah.
And he runs away with Lucy Gray, and as they head towards the lake, he's like, I will not miss people. They suck. And Lucy Gray's like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, I kind of vibe with people, and they have, like, this conversation about humanity, and he's like, you know, it'll be really nice that we won't have to kill people anymore. 3 is enough for me. And
she's like, what?
And she goes, 3? I know of 2. I watched you kill Mayfair, and I know you killed Bob, and who's the 3rd?
Yeah.
And Sejanus is like, oh my God, I can't, Snow's like, oh my God, I can't tell her about Sejanus.
Yeah.
For some reason. I think she would have been chill with it if she knew.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay, I'm going to pass it off as a joke. He's like, my old self.
Cool.
And she's like, okay.
I killed my soul.
Where are you?
Where are you?
When they get to the lake, it starts to rain, and they go inside an abandoned house with a roof. There are some supplies there, and apparently lots of people know about this spot. Yeah. And he swings the door open and finds the guns.
Nice.
So he thinks, you know, what's her face?
I love it when future dictators get away with crimes.
Right, so he's like, Spruce must have brought him out here to hide him. Thank God. Now I have them, I can get rid of them, I can go back.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't have to run away. He's like,
I've just continue my life.
Literally, he's like, I've been in the woods for like 4 hours and I'm fucking sick of it. Like, I know this is not the life for me. And he like points it out to Lucy. He's like, check it out, it's the guns. And she's like, ew, we should get rid of those.
Yeah.
But she does grab like a big ass knife out of the thing. She's like, this will be handy.
Yeah.
And then she's like,
it's stabbing time, baby.
Yeah, and she's like, I'm gonna go pull some Katniss, which is a swamp potato plant thing. And he's like, are you sure? Like, I thought they weren't ready in season. And she's like, no, like 2 weeks does like a lot of change. And she's like, I'm gonna go pick these. And so as she's gone, again, he's like, I can go back. Like, I can be a commander. I can make something of myself. He's like, so sorry, Lucy Gray. Love you, but not gonna work for me.
Yeah.
And then he's like, she's gone. She's been gone for a minute. And this is the breakdown. So this is what you've seen on TikTok.
Yeah.
He grabs the rifle, going into the woods, and just starts screaming for her. He's like, Lucy Gray!
Lucy!
But the only response he gets is the mockingjays.
Of him.
Which is pissing him off. And he's like, why are you hiding? Why are you hiding? Freaking out. And he's like, oh my god. She must have found out about Sejanus. Oh my god. And he's like, Lucy, please, like, if I could just explain, like, you'll understand. And then he feels like he can hear her. So he starts shooting around towards that area, like a crazy person. And then he sees her scarf. The scarf he gave her. And he's like, oh my god. And he grabs it and a snake bites him. And he's like, she did this to me. What if that snake's poisoned? She's poisoning me. She made a trap. And, he's like going around again crazy, freaking out about the poison, excited he can go back to the Capitol, having a panic about Lucy, shooting in the air, shooting shooting like crazy. And eventually he's like, I feel like I got her. But he didn't hear or see any confirmation of that. Yeah. But then he hears like the Hanging Tree song from a Mockingjay.
Are you?
And he's like, perfect, I'll go that way and I'll get her. But then all the other Mockingjays pick it up.
Yeah.
So he can't pick out a direction. And he's having a crazy breakdown.
Yeah.
Eventually, he just decides he's going to head back to the lake, put the guns underwater so no one can ever find them again. And he heads back to the Peacekeeper
Big
house.
old mistake. You put him in the mud.
Put him in the mud. But it's only been like 5 hours. He's not been gone that long.
Yeah.
And he gets treated for a snake bite, not poison.
Right.
So he was just having a panic.
Big chance of infection, though.
Mm-hmm. He gets treated for it, though. And back in his room, he grabs his personal mementos, which were the rose powder from his mom, like from the compact, a picture of his family, and they were ruined because they were in his pocket, so he throws them in the trash.
Yeah.
But the thing that survived was a compass from his dad. And I wrote, symbolism much? Like, come on. His mom and his family are gone, but come on. And he's able to get on the hovercraft. And when he wakes, he's in the Capitol. And he's like, wait, I'm supposed to be in 12. And they're like, nope. And Dr. Gall's like, hey, what's up? How was your vacation? And he's like, what?
I was posted at...
Yeah, and she's like, well, what did you want me to, like, just let you vibe in the summer? Like, you were sent to 12 to, like, continue your studies.
Yeah.
And he's like, that's fucked, but I guess I get it. Like, I get why you did that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't. But he, like, learns that, like, everything would be shit without the Capitol.
Yeah.
And he also learns that she destroyed all copies of the 10th Hunger Games. So that, you know, no one can see that. They're not going to have students involved anymore. But she did, like, you know, all of his things. And so it's like, cool, but we should also make viewing mandatory in the districts.
Yeah.
Which means we got to get electricity to the districts.
Yeah.
And she's like, that's a great idea. Perfect.
Uh-huh.
P.S. You're going to university.
Cool.
And then there's a quick
Everything
epilogue.
Turns out great for the future dictator.
Well, that's the thing, is his family's saying is Snow lands on top.
Yeah.
So Snow did, in fact, land on top. And in the epilogue...
Honestly, pretty rad saying.
Right?
Yeah.
He's enjoying his first semester at university. He has a game maker internship, but, like, everyone's like, you're a full-fledged fucking member of the team. Like,
yeah.
And this is where he comes up with a few ideas that we know, such as the districts getting food parcels for a winning tribute. the victors getting a new house and money in order to have a higher tier of volunteer tributes.
Yeah.
He...
It's like, oh, look what I could get.
Yeah. Look, I could... If I volunteer, I could get this.
Yeah. I think I could win the game. I think I could kill 24 other kids.
Well, I think it's also so that older kids will volunteer. Things like that. Mr. Plinth and Ma Plinth.
Does he come up with the where they can get more stuff for volunteering?
We don't know. They don't talk about the Tesserie. But
because that seems like him.
It does seem like him. Let's punish people, but like in a weird, good way.
Yeah. It's like giving into their desires, so they deserve it. Like something like that for him.
Yeah, because he's a freak. He and the Plinths, so Janus's parents, become like super tight. Like Ma, they basically inherit him. Like they're BFFs. And Mr. Plinth and him have the same view. So he's been taken under his wing. Of
the parents of the guy
person he killed.
Yeah.
And now he's their designated heir. So he's got money now.
He's set up. Oh my god. So
I
love it when the villain wins.
They actually bought the apartment for him, like his family's apartment. They bought that, and they bought the one below it to live in, so that they can help and be around. And Ma comes over often to help with the grandma, and now Tigress is able to not work so often.
That's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all terrible people.
Well, not Tigress. Tigress is chill. The grandma is terrible, and I think Ma Plinth's probably okay. She just needs, like, a surrogate, somebody to take care of.
Yeah.
He goes to visit Dean Highbottom, and he's like, give me back my mother's compact. And the Dean is like, fine. And then he's like, awesome, like, I've got Sejanus's, like, stuff here. There's a couple of, like, Morphling bottles. Mm-hmm. The Dean's addicted to Morphling. So he's like, I'm going to throw these in the trash here so that his parents don't have to see it. Like, I'm going to give his stuff back today.
Yeah.
And then he learns why Dean Highbottom hated his father so much. And therefore also Snow. And apparently it's because Dean Highbottom drunkenly came up with the idea for the Hunger Games as a joke when they were in Academy. He was like, wouldn't it be so fucked if we did this? And
then Dean Highbottom went, actually?
No, Snow's dad turned it in.
Yeah.
As their grade. And now, like, they exist. And he's like, I never would have.
I never wanted this, yeah.
I never would have turned that in. Like, it's fucked what we're doing.
Yeah.
And he's like, but your dad just wanted a grade. Your dad just wanted to look good. And Dr. Gull's crazy ass took it and ran with it after the war.
Yeah.
And he's like, and now, like, we have a really cruel thing that we've implemented.
Yeah.
And Snow's like, yeah, she loves that shit. It supports her view on humanity because children are seen as innocent. And even the most innocent among us turn into the killers in the Hunger Games.
Yeah.
And we learned that Lucy Gray has not reappeared anywhere. And that they think the mayor killed her. So, completely ambiguous ending on Lucy Gray.
Cool.
And he's like, oh, well, never would have worked out between us anyways.
Yep. Cool, okay.
And then he has a little joke to himself.
So it's literally, he just, I lost a possession.
Literally, like, oh, that sucks. Part of my life's over anyways.
Yeah.
And as he heads out, he has a little joke to himself about how, there's just so much rat poison everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was really hard getting the rat poison into those little Morphling bottles that he left in the trash at the dean's office. And, it will be really great that when the dean uses it and dies, Snow really does land on top.
Overdose.
Yep.
Oh, it's just an overdose.
Yep. So Snow really does land on top. Cool. Is like the last line. What do you think?
What's that TikTok that's like, not only is rat poison not poisonous to rats, but it makes me throw up. So not even did you fail trying to poison me, you made me skinnier.
Yeah, I saw somebody TikTok about that. They were like, it's literally all I can think about when it comes to this stuff. Yeah. But I think considering that, one, this is a dystopian, who knows what their rat poison actually is. And two, that Morphling, like, the way he's taking the Morphling is he puts it in his eye.
Oh.
So there's no, like, expelling that. You've directly
in
put
there.
it in. Yeah.
It's in there.
What do you think? I think it's a good book.
I
mean, it sucks that Snow lands on top.
Yeah, I think it's better than the Hunger Games.
The original trilogy.
But it's more geared toward my age, so.
Yeah. No, I think it's really good. We are going to watch the movie here soon. We're just waiting for it to come up, and then we're going to be able to decide if Snow really is simpable.
Is he hot, though?
He's apparently really hot for a blonde man.
You can't be blonde. Guys, stop
He's
being
not
blonde.
real blonde. It's like when they cast PETA, except for PETA. No? Even PETA, you think?
I think it's PETA because Josh Hutcherson is brunette.
Such a good boy.
No.
Well, the guy who plays Snow is also a brunette.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Which,
maybe.
thank God.
Honestly, if you're a blonde dude...
I like this book a lot. I think it was really, really good. She's got good writing. I think it's, like, interesting, too, because it's, like... I mean, the evil really did, like, what... Like, he won.
Are you?
He straight up won, and then he won for, like, 80 fucking years. Until Katniss came around.
Yeah.
And then even then, he won again when she... Spoiler, I guess. Killed Coin instead of him.
Yeah.
Homie just keeps winning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, when do you think
Homie
he
just
lost?
gets dubs.
Well, I don't think
He's
he ever
dubs.
lost.
He doesn't take no fucking L's.
He don't. You know why? Snow lands on top.
Well, lands on top, baby.
It do.
He's dealing out this snow.
Well, I love this book. Thank you for listening to Reading Held Hostage. Follow us on mostly TikTok. You are on YouTube. If you have
podcast platforms.
Yeah, podcast platforms. If you have any questions or want us to read something specific, you can email us at readingheldhostage@gmail.com. Leave us a review, 5 stars or 0 stars.
Tell all your friends about it so I can get money, not Blue. It's my money.
That's a great joke.
I'm going to spend it.
No. But then you can support Justin being a real long-term stay-at-home parent.
Hell yeah, baby.
No. But, leave us a review. Tell your friends about it. Let us know what you want us to read next, even though it's divergent than Maze Runner. This was just a fun little...
We're not going to fucking listen to you, so...
Well, those are the two I've got planned next. I'm already reading Divergent. It's really hard to read.
That gets me so excited.
It's just a very different age range. Anyways, my name's Blue. I love to read.
Are you coming
No,
to
Justin,
the
we're going to get
tree?
copyright.
There's people there. He murdered guys.
Yeah.
That's how the song goes. I'm Justin. I hate reading.